All right.
Very healthy. Hero. He's a hero.
A hero. Okay.
Jambik's size has earned him the nickname Sosruko, after an ancient hero from local mythology. Sosruko was a giant, a fierce warrior who protected his people. He embodied qualities people in the Caucasus greatly respect: strength and size.
So ask this lady, does he remind her of Sosruko? Talented meaning a fighter, a warrior. Okay. I certainly think that people identify him with this character Sosruko. They see him as being tough and strong and a prime example of how a local man should be. For free?
For free.
He's a fighter, he's a warrior, and as such he's celebrated and someone to be looked after and looked up to and given gifts. I don't think he's a hero. I think he's a disabled child. I think he's a kid that needs a lot of help and is in deep trouble from a health perspective. And I think that's under the surface, things are not good.
When Jambik was born on the 24th of September 1999, he weighed a perfectly normal 6 pounds 8 ounces. But almost immediately, he began to grow twice as fast as he should have done. At 1 year, he weighed as much as an average 6-year-old.
Я, конечно, переживала, что почему он так прибавлял.
Of course, I was worried about him gaining so much weight, and the doctors were amazed that a child could weigh so much at just 1 year old.
There seemed no explanation. At 2 years, he weighed as much as an average 9-year-old, and by 3, as much as an average 12-year-old. Local people whispered he was like one of the legendary giants of the past.
In our ancient myths, there was a hero called Sosruko, a boy who grew bigger hour by hour. So Jambik was naturally compared to him.
Today, the most visible symbol of the Sosruko myth in Kabardino-Balkaria is a restaurant, named after the warrior and built in the shape of his head. The family take Ian for supper there. Ian is uncomfortable with Nelia's assessment of her son's fitness and suspects that Jambik is almost certainly overeating.
I'm intrigued by his food intake because, according to what Mum's telling me, he's consuming something like 2,000 calories a day. But to justify his physique, it needs to be somewhere approximating 3,000 a day. So now, why do you think, if the boys eat the same and exercise the same, that one is so slight and one is so large? Why does Jambik have so much more weight?
У каждого своя комплекция.
Okay, he's just different.
But as the meal continues, it becomes obvious to Ian that although Jambik's brother Muka has a healthy appetite, it is not as big as Jambik's. Now, for the first time, Nelia asks Ian a question.
I've
seen a lot of very large children. I think Jambik is probably just about the biggest child that I've seen.
So far, Ian's investigations have told him that Jambik is probably eating too much and exercising too little. But none of this alone can explain why this 7-year-old boy weighs 16 stone. It's all leading Ian to wonder whether Nelia has any real incentive to reduce Jambik's weight gain.
What I've seen so far is a 7-year-old boy who does normal 7-year-old things.
Я бы хотела много плавать.
Although kids want attention, they also actually want to be like the rest of the pals. They want to be accepted as one of the gang. And he's clearly not one of the gang. I'm coming in. Oh, that's nice, actually.
Whoa!
Is really unfit. I'm not so sure that he's eating healthily all the time, as his mum says, that he's as physically active as she says, because, quite honestly, the evidence just doesn't support those statements. One of the things I wonder about is whether Mum has another agenda, whether there's some gain for the family out of Jambik being so big, simply because it draws attention. And one of her questions to me yesterday was, is he the biggest child you've ever seen? And initially I thought, this is because she wants to know if I can help. On reflection, I think it was because she wanted me to reassure her that Jambik was indeed the biggest boy in the world.
Nelia's troubles began long before Jambik was born. She grew up in an impoverished village during the dying years of the Soviet Empire. She's twice divorced. The second time, her husband left her for another woman when she was 7 months pregnant with Jambik. Nelia is sure she knows why.
It so happens that they use black magic to get husbands to leave their families. That was what happened. The woman and her mother put a spell on my husband, and he forgot that I was pregnant, that I was due to give birth. He forgot about everything.
As a single mother in a traditional Islamic culture, Nelia was in danger of becoming an outcast. In a town with 90% unemployment and with no means of financial support, she and her sons might even starve.
I was very worried about the fact that we were living in a communal flat. We had 2 rooms then, and I didn't have a job.
But then Jambik's fame began to spread. His status as the biggest boy in the world has made him a global celebrity. He has been on Russian national TV, Czech and Georgian TV, and on Germany's most popular news show. He's even been flown to Japan to be on TV.
He likes being filmed, and he's never been against it.
Since around the age of 3, Jambik has been weightlifting and wrestling, popular sports amongst boys in the Caucasus. Now, his life's ambition is to be a sumo wrestler.
Our hope is that Jambik will provide a secure future for our family. And I must say that what we have now, we have thanks to Jambik.